Hello, everyone. Welcome to Griswold Family Vacay Saturday Night Live, episode 4. I'm Danny, and thank you guys so much for coming to join us tonight. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. You coming, Landon?
I landed.
Hey, stop.
Sorry, I just wanted to get to my spot.
So let's see who's here. Josh Odom, first one here.
Hello,
Hey,
Josh.
hey, welcome in, buddy. It's good to see you.
Joshy.
Blaine.
Hello, Blaine.
Hey, hey, and welcome in all. Please remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thank you, Blaine, for that. Appreciate it. You did a great job today, Blaine, on your test stream. You did very well. Big Disney fan. Welcome in, Big Disney fan. Thanks for being here. Rachel. Welcome, Rachel. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Amy. Have a random Saturday night off, so I stopped by. Well, thanks for being here, Amy. Tracy Taylor. Hello, Tracy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right. So, we're going to start off tonight like we do every Saturday, and that is with a riddle. So, here is your riddle of the week. You can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I? And whoever gets the riddle question right first gets a point for the game that we're going to play at the end of tonight's show. Blaine says, thanks for that, and thanks for being a mod, Griswold family. Gonna take some getting used to in order to chat and keep up, but it wasn't bad. No, you did great, Blaine. You're welcome, buddy, anytime. And Tammy Chaudhry, welcome in, Tammy. Thank you for being here. You are correct. The answer is your reflection. Good job, Tammy. Your reflection. Good job. All right. So now I'm just going to read you guys some things that happened in history on May 9th. First thing was in 1754. The first political cartoon in America came out. It was a divided snake. So it was a snake like cut in sections. It was titled Join or Die. And the creator of that political cartoon was none other than Benjamin Franklin. In 1865, President Andrew Johnson issues a proclamation declaring armed resistance in the South is virtually at an end. This is the commonly accepted end date to the American Civil War. 1958, Vertigo, an American film noir psychological thriller directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak, is released. 1962, the Beatles signed their first contract with EMI Parlophone. 1980, slasher horror film Friday the 13th is released in U.S. cinemas. 1992, the final episode of Golden Girls airs on NBC TV. 2010, Oakland A's Dallas Braden becomes the 19th pitcher to throw a perfect game versus the Tampa Bay Rays. So those are some historical things that happened on May 9th. Okay, so now what we're going to do is Adric and I are going to tell you guys our top 10 most favorite states to visit. Adric.
All right. Let me go first.
All right, so we're going to start with number 10, and we're going to work our way down to number 1. Okay.
Hi,
Adric.
Tammy.
So your 10th most favorite state to visit is
Indiana.
Indiana. And do you remember what you did in Indiana when you went there?
We went to the zoo and we met family, and I think that's
About it.
Yeah. We did some other stuff.
They have a good zoo there?
Oh, that's another one. Pizza King.
Pizza King.
A really good pizza place.
You liked it, Pizza
Mhm.
King? Did they have a good zoo there? So
Yeah.
Adric and my wife were the only ones that actually went to Indiana and spent some time there. Landon and I actually stayed here. So that's why it's on Adric's list, but it's not on mine. Let's welcome in the new people that just got here. Tammy, Life Adventure Show, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Noah, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for being here, Noah. All right. So number 9 on your list.
Utah.
Utah. Remember Utah? What we did in Utah?
Mm-hmm. We visited the Arches National Park. We went to Salt Lake City. We walked around the Salt Lake thing. What's it called?
The lake,
Yeah, the lake.
the Great Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was
Good.
pretty fun.
Tammy from Life Adventure Show says we went gambling in Evansville, Indiana. That's cool, Tammy. Tracy Taylor says Pizza King Royal Feast Pizza is the best. It's awesome. Blaine says I like Utah. Salt Lake City is cool. Tracy Taylor says she has always wanted to see the Arches. It's really cool there, Tracy. But if you're gonna walk to the main arch,
Make sure you go to the bathroom.
which is called Delicate Arch, make sure you have plenty of water with you. When we went hiking, we didn't have enough water. Amy, AJC Magic TV, welcome in. Thank you for being here. All right, so number 7, no. Number 8. Number 8.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. And what did we do there?
Oh man, forgot. What did we do?
You forgot?
Why did I forget?
We went to the Outer Banks.
Yeah, that's the
first.
Outer
We
Banks.
went to Kill Devil Hills, which is in the Outer Banks region of North Carolina. It was a great place to go and spend time at the ocean. It wasn't crowded at all.
Yeah, we went to the. That's what I was gonna say.
The hotel we were at, you could actually just walk right out the back of it, and you were already there at the Atlantic Ocean. So it was really, really cool. We also went to Charlotte. I spent time in Charlotte. Went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. Number 7,
California.
California. And that was probably one of our most recent trips.
Mm-hmm.
So where did we go and what did we do?
So we went to San Diego, and we went to the San Diego Zoo and the the Safari Zone thing.
The San
Safari-
Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Safari Park, yeah. And did we go to the beach? No. Yeah, we went
We went
close to the beach.
we went to the beach. And we went to La Jolla Cove where they have all the sea lions.
Mhm, yeah.
We went to the Sunset Cliffs. Stuff like that.
So yeah, it was fun.
SeaWorld. Did you say SeaWorld? No. Guys, we have videos out, vlogs some of our very first vlogs on our channel from this past October are of our trip to San Diego. So if you haven't checked those out yet, please go check them out. Hey, Tina, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Team Marie Photography. It's good to see you. Let's see. Some people. People in the chat. Let's see what they're saying. Amy from AJC Magic says, I went once into Utah outside of Nevada. That's awesome. Tracy Taylor said the Outer Banks was cool. It is cool. It's very cool. Amy's never been to the Outer Banks. Tracy says, that is my real home state. Nice, Tracy. Amy says, been to California once. Need to go back. San Diego Wild Animal Park. Yeah, it's actually, Tracy, it's called the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And we actually like that part of the zoo better than the actual zoo itself. The animals were more spread out, right? They had more exhibit space, and the safari, the tram that you take through to see all the animals was really cool as well. All right, so number 6.
Missouri.
Those that have been watching us for a while, you guys know one of our favorite places to go is what? Branson. We have tons of videos. We've done lives just completely over the city of Branson. But another thing that's in another thing that's in Missouri that a lot of people don't realize or they forget about is that the city of Kansas City, a great part of that is also in the state of Missouri. So there's a ton of fun things to do, both in Branson, Missouri, and in Kansas City, Missouri as well. Do you have a favorite thing in Branson?
The Ripley's Believe It or Not.
What about in Kansas City? Do you have a favorite thing?
The NFL games.
Oh yeah, we 3 years in a row we actually went to NFL football games. We made weekends out of them, so we went and did a lot of other attractions around Kansas City as well. But my favorite team in the NFL, you guys know, if you've been following us, is the Tennessee Titans. So that was the very first NFL game that we ever went to, was to see the Titans at the Chiefs. The next year we went and saw Adric's team, the Dolphins at Chiefs, and then the year after that we went and saw Lannon's team, the Broncos at Chiefs. So we went to Arrowhead Stadium 3 years in a row to NFL games. It was great. The people there are really, really nice. The stadium is nice. It kind of has a college football feel. If you guys go to college football games quite a bit, Arrowhead has much of a college football atmosphere. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to do in both of those cities. And Amy actually lives in Independence, which is right outside of Kansas City. Let's see what some people are saying now about Missouri. Keystone, welcome in. Thank you for being here, buddy. Tracy Taylor says she's never been to Missouri, but Branson sounds like so much. Branson, there is so much to do there, Tracy, in Branson, from shows to, if you like music, there's all kinds of musical performers there. There's the awesome theme park, Silver Dollar City. There's a lot to do. Tammy says we did a drive-through zoo in Tennessee. Hey, that's awesome, Tammy. We have one of those here in called Arbuckle Wilderness. It's down in the Wichita Mountain area. That's pretty cool as well. Big Disney fan says, I've been on the helicopter tour. See, Big Disney fan, that's something that we haven't done yet, but my wife has always wanted to. I don't know. Some reason I'm kind of scared, I guess. I'm going to admit it. I'm kind of scared of helicopters. Amy says, lived in Missouri all my life and only been to Branson once. Oh, man. You better get back, Amy. Keystone says some good shows. There is really good shows, Keystone. Our favorite show in Branson, of course, is
Dixie Stampede.
Dixie Stampede. Now
Or Dolly
now it's
Parton
called Dolly
Stampede.
Parton Stampede, but it's awesome. They have some. It's by far my favorite meal ever. It's a dinner. It's a dinner and a show at the same time. So if you guys have a chance to go to Branson, make sure you check out the Dolly Parton Stampede. It's awesome. And Tammy from Life Adventure Show, they also have the very same thing in Gatlin. No, not Gatlinburg, but Pigeon Forge. Big Disney fan says KC Royals is where my friend I usually go. Hey, Big Disney fan, that's my favorite Major League Baseball team. Rays Royal. Hey, I don't know what's happened to us in years past. 2015, we won the World Series, and ever since then, we've gone downhill. So I don't know. Hopefully, if baseball gets back, which hopefully it will this season, hopefully the Royals start playing the way they're capable of. Amy says Arrowhead is such an experience. It really is, Amy. It's awesome. Oh, man, the chat just jumped, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Mike Polito, welcome in, buddy. Keystone says Dolphins, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. What do you think of that, Adrian? Mike Polito, welcome in, bud. This is my oldest son, Adric. So you have 2/3 of Griswold family vacay right here. Lannon's in his room. I don't know what he's doing, but Big Niz, he says, I'm only a little over an hour away from downtown. That is awesome, Big Disney fan. That's cool. Noah says Missouri is where Walt Disney is born. Definitely want to visit. Right. He's from Kansas City, right, Noah? I was talking with the wife about that last night. I'm pretty sure he's from the Kansas City area. Keystone says Branson's kind of like Gatlinburg. Yeah, it is. Oh, he's from Topeka. Oh, okay. I love the Stampede. All right, so moving on. Number 5.
South Dakota.
South Dakota. And what do we do there?
Badlands.
Badlands National Park, but also, remember what was in Rapid City? What monuments we went to?
Oh yeah. The
It's the one with all the presidents.
Why can't Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore, and also we went to the Crazy Horse Monument as well. If that thing ever gets built, the Crazy Horse Monument is supposed to be the largest monument in the world. But they've been working on it since like the 1940s or the 1950s, and they're still not done. We also went to Deadwood in South Dakota. Remember, you and your mom and your brother went to that gold mining?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw where Wild Bill Hitchcock went to he used to go to the casino and the saloon where he actually was shot at. So that was really cool as well. Amy says, I was too little for 1985. Got to go to game 1 in 2000. That's awesome, Amy. He was born, Tracy Taylor, he was born in Marceline, Missouri. Marceline, Missouri. All right. Two hours away from here, Amy says. Blaine says, my in-laws camped in Badlands in South Dakota and loved it. I would love it. Hey, you'll never see any place else, Blaine, in the world, probably, but definitely you'll never see any place in the United States that looks quite like the Badlands. It was really cool. Tracy Taylor says, I really want to see the Crazy Horse Monument and Mount Rushmore. Yep. Mike Polito, who is this person sitting next to you? This is my oldest son, Adric. Disney fan says Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime, so I am over 50. 2 years from next month, I hit the big 60. That's awesome. Happy early birthday, big Disney fan. All right, Ajax, number 4.
Florida.
Florida. What do we do in Florida?
Disney World.
Disney
and
World.
Universal Studios. Beach.
Disney World, Universal Studios. We went to Destin, Florida. If you guys have been to Destin, I actually have some family members that live there in Destin, so that's a really nice place to go as well. To the beach, they have some crystal white sand that's not brown and dirty. It's actually white sand. Really, really nice place. So that's Florida. Everybody, of course, knows Florida for Disney World. Okay, number 3.
Texas.
Texas. Okay, go ahead.
Whole bunch of stuff. Okay. We got SeaWorld, Corpus Christi, we got a port, Forward Cruises there.
Yep, Galveston, Port of
Galveston.
Galveston, right?
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
The Riverwalk.
We actually went to San Antonio this past spring break. We were supposed to go on a cruise to the Bahamas, but of course it got canceled, so we ended up going to San Antonio instead. We have a whole ton of vlogs from that trip if you guys haven't got a chance to check those out yet. But
And another reason why is because Texas Longhorns.
Texas Longhorns, Adrix diehard UT. All right. And we have, did you say we have a lot of family there as well? Yeah? All right. Let's see what everybody's saying in the chat real fast. Who's the person sitting next to you? We got that. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I've heard that from a few people, Josh. I still would like to see it for myself. Josh says that Destin is only an hour and a half away from him. That's awesome, Josh. I'd be going there every weekend, buddy, probably. Florida is definitely top 1 on my. Yes, we know, no. We know. Walt Disney, whoa, what? Walt Disney was born in Chicago area, but grew up in Missouri, right? Or is it other way around? I don't know, Blaine. That's something you'd have to ask Noah or Amy, AJC Magic. They would probably know. See what Blaine said?
Where is you from Texas Longhorns?
You know us well, Blaine. Big Disney said got to swim in the Atlantic around late February or early March. Hey, that's awesome. Orlando Mike, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Plump Travelers, welcome in. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you guys. Amy says Florida is one of her top states. Colorado is one of the others. All right. Hey, so one more thing I was going to mention about about Florida. I've said this before. My favorite movie actually is Dolphin Tale. And so the Dolphin, Winter, and also Hope from Dolphin Tale are in the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, which is in Clearwater, Florida, which is right outside of Tampa Bay. So that's another cool thing that Florida has to offer. All right, Adrian. Number 2.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Because of Yellowstone National Park and
Grand Teton.
Yeah, Grand Teton. I can never think of these names.
Jackson Hole is also a cool place to go and visit as well. All right. And so your number 1 favorite state is
Maryland.
Maryland. Why Maryland?
Okay, not a lot of reasons. So we went on a pirate ship there. We went to the Navy.
Yep, Naval Academy.
Naval Academy.
Yeah.
And we took a tour, right? I was there.
In Maryland? You know?
Yeah.
The main city we stayed at when we went to Maryland was actually Annapolis, Maryland.
Mm-hmm. And
that's another national park that we forgot about, where the horses were.
Oh yeah.
Remember what it's called?
Yes, the Assateague Islands.
Assateague Island, National Seashore. That's right.
And there's and I did a project. Would you say? Yeah, project about Maryland back in fourth grade. And so I've really just liked Maryland ever since then.
All right. So now I'm going to run through my top 10. A lot of people probably won't necessarily
I gotta
agree.
go get someone.
All right, come back.
I will.
Because we're going to show some pictures to them in just a second. Thank you, Adric. All right, let's check the chat real fast. Orlando Mike says, Amy, I lived in Limon, Colorado Springs, Denver, and Boulder, Colorado for most of my life. Such a beautiful state, right? Plump Traveler says, I'm biased to New Mexico. My Canadian kids live there. It's awesome. Amy says, I have met several family from Colorado Springs and Loveland, as well as one of my best friends is from there. My wife says, Blaine, you're right about Walt. He was born in Chicago. Welcome to the stream, Kimberly. It's good to see you. All right, so my list, my top 10. You guys may or may not necessarily agree, but here it is. Number 10 for me is Texas. Texas used to be number 1, but the more times you go to a place over the course of your life, you kind of get used to it. So the excitement kind of goes away from going there a little bit. And that's kind of what's happened to me with Texas. So that's why Texas for me is number 10. Number 9 is Florida. You heard that right, guys. Number 9 is Florida. So all of my Disney friends, please don't get too upset at me. But that's just how it is. Number 8 is Tennessee. I really like Tennessee because I like Nashville, Music City. I like country music. I really enjoyed going to Memphis. The Great Smoky Mountain National Park is beautiful as well. It's a great national park to go to. It's actually the most visited national park each and every year. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, awesome. There's a ton of things to do there. I like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area for much the same reasons as you guys also were talking about earlier, that it's very similar to Branson. So that's another reason that I like, that's my main reasons I like the state of Tennessee. Number 7 is South Dakota, mainly for the same reasons that Adric already mentioned. Badlands National Park, probably one of my top, at least 3, definitely probably in my top 3 of all national parks that I've been to. Crazy Horse Monument was awesome. Mount Rushmore, very, very cool thing to see if you've never experienced that in your lifetime. Hey, Bear, welcome in, buddy. Here's Bear. He just went to the groomers today, so he got his hair cut. He got his picture taken. Got a nice little scarf. He got treated. He got spoiled today. He went to I bought him a spa package, something that we've never had. Bear got to have. So, but South Dakota, something else that was there. Deadwood, I really like Deadwood. So there's South Dakota for me. Utah is number 6. Again, same reasons that Adric already said. I love the national parks. If by now you guys probably know that we're big fans of national parks. But the hikes, again, be prepared. Make sure you bring water because even though the hikes are not that far, it's very hot, very humid, I guess, in Utah when you're hiking. It's basically desert, so make sure you have plenty to drink with you. Number 5 for me was California. I've never been to California in my life until this past October. We actually took a trip to San Diego. That was the one city in California that I always wanted to visit, was San Diego. And it didn't disappoint me at all. There was so much to do there. It was beautiful. The ocean was really nice, so it was a great place. Number 4 for me is Colorado. Colorado is a very, it means a lot to me. That's where my wife and I actually went on our honeymoon, was Estes Park, Colorado. And there's just so much to do there. Ever since I was a little kid, when we would go on vacations with my parents, a lot of the times we went to Colorado for the mountains, just to be outdoors, everything else. Number 3 for me is North Carolina. I like North Carolina. I especially enjoyed the Outer Banks area. Kill Devil Hills was awesome. I found it very peaceful there in North Carolina. It's a great place to go to the ocean without having to worry about there being too many crowds or the crowds being too heavy. It was awesome. Number 2 place for me is Missouri.
See his bandana?
Oh, Lord.
That hurt.
Missouri is number 2 for me. The same reasons that Ajik already mentioned. My favorite state of all states is actually Wyoming. And Wyoming is number 1 to me because I just like being outdoors. I'm an outdoors guy. I like spending time in nature. I like seeing wildlife, stuff like that. So if you want to do that, probably the best state to do that in is Wyoming.
Number 1 for me is Colorado.
Number 1. Hey. Lannon's favorite is Colorado. That's his number 1 state. All right, now let me see what you guys have to say about your states. Hey, if you have a favorite state, why don't you guys go ahead and put that in the chat right now if you haven't yet, and also put why.
Bears' favorite state.
Bears.
State, not football team.
Bears.
You see what you guys said in the chat.
Pretty much is the Bears.
Yeah, it's smelled this good in a long time.
Limon is actually pronounced Lyman, but close enough. Right, that's the western part of Colorado, huh? Because I remember coming in on I-70 from when we're driving into Denver that we see Lyman. Blaine says another national park with the visit that I loved is Glacier National Park. That's another one we've been to. We've actually been there as well, Blaine. Disney fan says Florida is my number 1 of states to visit because of Walt Disney World and climate, especially in winter.
And my favorite animal, honey badger, as you guys already
Tammy
know.
says, yay, Tennessee. He looks like his daddy. Oh, man. Lando Mike says, Bear's nickname should be Coda, like the cub from Brother Bear. That'd be pretty cool. I like that movie, Mike. My wife says that they gave Bear a Murder Hornets bandana. If you guys can see his bandana. Murder Hornets bandana. Let me take this off. Now you can show it. Murder Hornet bandana. Amy says earlier you mentioned about going to the wildlife park in California. Being from Oklahoma, have you ever been to Tanganyika? Yes, we have. Tanganyika was awesome. That was probably the zoo that we've had the most animal interaction at all. The fact that you can walk in with the lemurs and they'll eat right out of your hands. You can feed hippos. There is so much you can do. And at that Tanganyika Wildlife Park there in Wichita that you can't do anywhere else. So yes, we have been there. It's an awesome place. Plump Travelers says Texas is the next state I want to visit for the beef. then Florida for the beaches. Nice. Oh, state where I live, Tennessee. Tracy Taylor says her favorite state is Massachusetts. I love the colonial history and revolutionary history. That's somewhere that I've never been, but I'd also like to go, Tracy. Tammy says if I was rich, I'd choose Florida, I think. All right. So those are our top 10 favorite states, guys. Thank you for sharing your favorite states as well. Amy says it's probably my favorite animal park out of any zoos I've been to, and the owners they were really, really friendly when we were there. Tammy says I like Arkansas, Creator Diamond Mine, mountain hiking, and seeing the waterfalls at Petite Jean Park. Yeah, the wife and I last May, Tracy, or Tammy, I'm sorry. Actually, we took a trip to Eureka Springs just for the weekend. It was really nice. We enjoyed it. Tracy says, if you get to visit Boston, do not miss the history of the Great Molasses Flood. All right, thank you for that, Tracy. There's a lot of those, especially on the East Coast, a lot of those cities that have a lot of historical significance, especially since I'm a social studies teacher. That's definitely something that I'm very interested in checking out. Big Disney fan made a top 10 list of their favorite cities. Let's see what they said. Number 10, Virginia for the scenery. Hey, big Disney fan. My wife is actually from Virginia. Number 9, Georgia, scenery. Number 8, Texas, climate and winter. Number 7, Arizona. Heat is dry and not humid. Number 6, Iowa for the scenery. We've never been to Iowa. We've never really been to Arizona either. We've been to the Four Corners. If you guys have heard of that or been to Four Corners, that's about all we've been to in Arizona. My wife has been to Arizona. She went on a work trip, I believe, to Sedona. Where'd you go on your work trip? I think it was Sedona or Scottsdale, one of the two. Scottsdale. Number 5, Missouri Royals and Chiefs. Number 4, Colorado for the mountains. Number 3, Arkansas for the scenery. Good, Disney fan. Those are some great choices. Some of those were also some of the same that we had as well.
Wow. Scary.
Plump Traveler says my first trip to America, born on the east coast of Canada, was to Boston in 1978. Saw a couple of Boston Red Sox and White Sox games. That is awesome, Plump Travelers. Fenway Park is definitely one of the parks that I would really like to go to the most, just because of the historical significance there. Danny, do you watch the New York Yankees? Mike, sometimes I do. But my team that I follow really is Kansas City, and I also like in the American League East. My team is Tampa Bay. Okay, so now what we'd like to do for you guys is just show you some pictures of some of these places that we've been to, some of our travels. Okay, so here's the first picture that we want to show you guys. This is of Adric and Landon. This is actually in Utah. They have a state park there that's right between Arches National Park and Canyonlands National Park that's called Dead Horse State Park. And that's actually, this picture was actually taken there. Okay, so our next picture to show you guys is right here. This picture probably needs no explanation about what it is or where it is. This is from our trip in 2015 to South Dakota, visited Mount Rushmore. I came up with the idea to get our picture taken like this because Adric played on a baseball team, and so the family had shirts made. You can see it says Mr. Grizz, Bubba Grizz, Lil Grizz, and Mrs. Grizz. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. Hey, Mike, thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. Okay, so our next picture to show you guys. This one really needs no explanation also, but this is of Artist Point. There was a famous drawing or drawing and painting done. This was actually the painting that inspired President Theodore Roosevelt to create the national park system. Was actually done right here at this very spot, which is called Artist Point and Yellowstone National Park. Okay, so everybody knows where this is. This is Walt Disney World. This was in the year 2016 was the last time we went. We were supposed to go here in a couple of weeks, but we found out yesterday that our trip was canceled. So much like Blaine was saying earlier today on his stream that he was supposed to be there and going there, so were we. Tracy Taylor says, where is that? Plump Travelers, where are you located? We're actually located in a suburb of Oklahoma City. We actually live in the same town where country singer Garth Brooks grew up. So here's a picture of Lannon at the stadium of his favorite NFL football team, Denver Broncos. Tracy, no, we're not getting any storms right now today. He looks so happy. Yeah, he loves him some Colorado. Pretty much anything Colorado is Lannon's all about. Blaine, that's awesome. You're going in September. We're trying to figure out when we're going to go. Your state looks beautiful but scary. Oh, thank you, Plump Travelers. It's not too scary. You get used to this time of year. People are kind of timid about the tornadoes and stuff like that, but you kind of get used to it after you've been here your whole life. Go Broncos. I'm excited for week 1. We are going to whoop. Hey, come on now, Mike.
Tornadoes.
Hey, Jeff, welcome in. Thank you for being here. This is our dream. Good to see you. All right. This is actually a picture that was taken from Assateague Island, which is in Maryland. That's actually there's Assateague Island, which is in Maryland. There's also Chincoteague Island, which is in Virginia. So we rented a boat rental, and our tour guide took us out into the waters there. So we actually got to visit Chincoteague and Assateague Island as well.
Hey, I didn't have anything to wear, Blaine.
Redskins. Every place has something: tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, etc. Yes, they do. You're right, Tracy Taylor. I'll keep the trash talk friendly during the game, Daniel. You better. You guys beat us last season. I was crazy. All right, so here is a picture of us, Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. This was actually where the Wright brothers' first flight where they discovered or invented the airplane. Tracy Taylor says,
That's not Tracy Taylor.
no, I need to work on this still. My gosh, my very favorite childhood book was Misty of Chincoteague. That is awesome. Plum Traveler says, where we live on the west coast of Canada, we have earthquakes almost on a daily basis. Small one. That's crazy. We've had some earthquakes here, Plum Travelers. A lot of people think it's due to the fracking from the oil industry. Mike says, have we ever been to DC? Mike, Landon's never been to DC, but the agent, Kimberly, and I have. Kimberly's mom actually used to live right outside of DC. So we went there, I think it was in 2011. It was a great place. We went there actually for 4th of July. So we sat right outside we had our backs up to the Washington Monument when the fireworks were going off. So that was really cool. All right, so our next picture is Smoky Mountain National Park. Tammy from Life Adventure Show, you probably know this place, Klingman's Dome, from Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Okay, our next picture, Kansas City Zoo. We figured you guys have seen tons of pictures of Branson already, so we'd go ahead and throw some picture of Kansas City in there. Kansas City Zoo.
Must be nice for them to actually see what the camera is.
We have your sister in Flight City over here in Dayton, Ohio. If I ever go to DC, it'll only be to see the Smithsonian. Right. The Smithsonian, actually, Big Disney fan, is broken up into 4 or 5 different museums, and each one of those museums is huge. But the cool thing about DC is that almost everything there is free. I love the kangaroo in a hat. Amy says the Kansas City Zoo is so much better now than 20 years ago. See, the 2 things that the Kansas City Zoo has that I wish we had here in Oklahoma City Zoo
Kangaroos
are, no, because we have the wallabies, which is close. The 2 things I wish that we had here, number 1 is polar bear, and number 2 is penguins. Oh, thank you, Amy. If I go to DC, I want to see the American Revolutionary Museum. That'd be awesome. Here's our picture from Texas. You can't go to Texas and not stop by Buc-ee's. This place is a gas station, but it's like the size of Walmart, so it's really cool. Tammy, that's something that we need to do when we go to DC as well that we missed out on. We did not go to the National Zoo. We love zoos as well, so next time we're there, we're definitely going to check out the zoo. You guys were talking about DC. Actually, my favorite Major League Baseball stadium is the one that the Nationals play in there in Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful park. And then this one, picture of Landon from this past October right outside of Old Town Market in San Diego. All right, so there's some of the pictures, guys, from some of our travels. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing those. We plan on showing you a few each time we have a Saturday night stream. We plan on showing you guys a few of our pictures. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing those. Tammy says you will enjoy DC. Make sure you go to the zoo, right? Plum Travelers, yes, they have a gas station that's basically the size of Walmart. For those of you who have been to Buc-ee's, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a huge gas station. Has all kinds of everything. Blaine says, boo, go Braves. Oh, man, San Diego at Halloween is so much fun. It was really cool, Tracy. we went to SeaWorld there, and they were doing like a little trick-or-treating thing, kind of like they do at Disney World, where you can go around. So Landon went around and got candy. And then we went to the boardwalk area there in San Diego. They were doing the same exact thing. They were passing out candy for Halloween. So we had a great time. You're welcome, Tracy. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing our pictures. We plan on showing them to you every Saturday. Plum Traveler says, uh-oh, isn't that the Brave sound? Whoa, yeah, you're right. It is. Them and the Chiefs from Kansas City football, very similar. Tomahawk chop, yep. All right, so right now, what I want to do is I want to just send out we want to wish every mother out there a very, very happy Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to everyone. I want to wish their mom and my wife a very happy Mother's Day. I want to wish my mom a very happy Mother's Day. I want to wish my sister a happy Mother's Day. And I want to wish all the moms in the chat a very happy Mother's Day. So if you guys wouldn't mind, can we put some hearts in the chat for all the mothers out there to show our love and support for them? While you guys are putting the hearts in the chat for all the awesome moms out there, I want to show you my shirt I have on tonight. It says, my favorite Disney villain
Is my wife.
is my wife. My favorite Disney villain is my wife. That's a good one.
I wish I had a shirt like that, but I don't have a flashlight.
Big Disney fan says this past World Series, the song Baby Shark helped the Nationals to win their first commissioner trophy. Blaine says, I would love to visit some of those places. We are going to eventually take our RV on the road to some of these places so we can vlog for our channel. Blaine, you should take your RV to Yellowstone. We'd meet up with you. That'd be awesome. Life Adventure Show says, I'm a cat mom. Hey, that counts too, Tammy. Big Disney fan. I wish you could check out my show tomorrow. All right, so that leads us to our next thing. There are actually two places where you guys can go to check out some really awesome YouTube channels. They're kind of like your TV guide for YouTube. The first one is liveplace.com. Liveplace.com is hosted by a guy named Dean. And you can go to liveplace.com and it will tell you a ton of Disney-related YouTube channels, as well as other family-friendly channels as well. So that's liveplace.com. The other one, our good pal Neil from To Travel and Tour, on his Facebook page, To Travel and Tour has actually put together a list of all of the live streams for each month. So you might want to go to Facebook, To Travel and Tour, and check out the lineup for all the cruise creators on that Facebook page. So right now, what I'd like for you guys to do, and then we're going to play just a real quick round of trivia about the different states that we've mentioned in our top 10 list, as well as a few other states. But before we do that, right now, if you are a YouTube creator, would you please put #creator in the chat? And we also want to take the time right now to thank all of our mods. You guys are awesome. You do a great job. You support us, and we thank you.
I feel like Blaine is going to be first. Live, please.
All right, so now what I'd like to do is I'm going to ask you guys 15 questions really, really fast about different states.
Hey, you
So-
already know this.
I asked the question. If you'll just type in whatever state you think is the correct answer.
The one thing I know,
And then after that, I'm going to tell you what YouTube channels you can check out after us if you want to continue watching YouTube for the night. And then we'll end the stream. So, the first question, if I could get some marks, please, in the chat. Hey, it's all right, Garrett. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. Happy Mother's Day to Michelle tomorrow. Please tell her that for us. Does the Canadian get a handicap? Hey, you'd be surprised, Plump Travelers, how many of these states you probably will know. Finally got it jogging with Hannah. That's awesome. All right, so here's the first question. Don't steal any cattle in this state or mark a cow with graffiti. Both offenses are still punishable by hanging. The only state to enter the U.S. by treaty rather than by annexation, this is also home to Dr. Pepper and the world's largest rattlesnake roundup. So what state is that? Okay, I'm seeing the correct answers coming in. Let me just read you guys this fact. It says in 1969, Houston, Texas was hailed by the crew of Apollo 11, just another chapter in the long and storied history of the home to the Alamo, the Bowie knife, Frito pie, and the world's fifth largest petroleum producing entity. And of course, the correct answer is Texas. And who got it right first? Was Plump Travelers. See there, guys? I knew you would know some of these. Welcome to the board, Plump Travelers. Good job. All right, next question, please. Okay, question number 2. Fossilized dinosaur eggs have been found in this state, which is aptly nicknamed the Treasure State. It's also the home to elk, deer, and antelope populations that each outnumber the state's human residents. What state is it? It's not Utah, but that's close. And Big Disney fan gets it with Montana. Good job, Big Disney fan, Montana. Guys, if you're enjoying our stream tonight, please make sure you smack that thumbs up button. Also share us out if you wouldn't mind, and subscribe if you're new. We'd appreciate that. Tony, Montana. Yep, so it was Montana's correct answer. All right, number 3. This southern state was the last one to secede during the Civil War and the first to be readmitted to the Union. It is bordered by 8 other states and gave us such notable figures as Davy Crockett, Minnie Pearl, Dolly Parton, and Alex Haley. What state am I? While you guys are putting that answer, I'm just going to read you the facts about Montana because I forgot. Montana also boasts the largest grizzly bear population in the lower 48 states, as well as plentiful numbers of snow geese, tundra swans, nesting common loons, golden eagles, trumpeter swans, pelicans, moose, and buffalo. The state's density of people, on the other hand, is a mere 6 per square mile. So the state of Montana, there are only 6 people per square mile. Wouldn't that be nice? Especially right about now. And number 3, the correct answer, Blaine gets with Tennessee. Good job, Blaine. Welcome to the board. Tennessee. So here are some facts about the state of Tennessee. The volunteer state of Tennessee lies with Missouri for the state with the most neighbors. It's also rich in both African American and Native American history, as well as being a music lover's paradise. The Grand Ole Opry has been broadcasting from Nashville every Friday and Saturday night since 1925. So there's just some interesting tidbits about Tennessee. Next question. This state has given the world the first electric guitar, the first parking meter, and the first shopping cart. Garth Brooks was born and raised here. And it's also home to more than 200 man-made lakes, more than anywhere else. Montana, the champion state of social distancing, right? You know, we might end up just going back there this summer because we love it. Beautiful. And we won't have to worry about being too close to people because there's not a lot of people there. And I'm seeing a lot of right answers. And it is actually our home state, Oklahoma. Amy Kephart gets it right first. Good job, Amy. Welcome to the board. Here are some facts about the state of Oklahoma. The Sooner State, Oklahoma, has the largest population of Native Americans in the United States. Some 250,000 Native Americans live here, and there are 39 tribal headquarters located here as well. So you guys probably already know this, but when they did when President Andrew Jackson signed into law the Indian Removal Act, all of the Native American tribes that were on the East Coast were forced to move to Indian Territory. Well, Indian Territory is now what we call home. It's Oklahoma. So Oklahoma is a Native American word that stands for land of the red man. So my brother-in-law lives in Montana in a city named Hog. I love Montana. Yeah, we heard you talking about that earlier, Blaine. That's awesome. My cousin actually lives in a city called Great Falls, Montana. All right, next question. People who live in this state have to contend not only with hurricanes, but also with more lightning strikes than anywhere else in the country. However, it also has more golf courses, proximity to oceans, and the world's largest recreational resort. Good Lord, those answers came in fast. Man. Tracy Taylor, I didn't know Oklahoma meant that. Yep. Sometimes I try to, well, I want you guys to have fun with our channel, more importantly, but I also want you to feel kind of like maybe you learned something from our channel as well. So I see Florida, 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 South Carolina. We know our Florida. I know it's Florida, but it was, that's funny, Blaine. All right, the correct answer, of course, is Florida. And Adric got it right first. Grizzy Brothers, welcome to the board, Adric. All right, next question. Hey, Josh, thanks, man, for putting the marks in the chat for me. I really appreciate that. It makes things a lot easier. J&N Travels, welcome in. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Jeff. Jeff says, I learn a lot of things. I don't retain anything. That's funny. All right, next question. This coastal state, let me say this about Florida first. Whenever you go to Florida, wherever you go in Florida, you're only 80 miles from the beach, no matter where you're at in the state of Florida. That includes Orlando, where Walt Disney World welcomes an astonishing 20 million visitors a year. So that is your fast fact about Florida. Next question. This coastal state began life as a penal colony when tens of thousands of British prisoners were shipped in the 1700s. It was home to poet Edgar Allan Poe. It has an island where wild horses have lived for hundreds of years. Abolitionist Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass were both born here. Okay, I'm seeing some answers coming in. South Carolina. North Carolina, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Massachusetts, and Grizzy Brothers gets it right first with Maryland. Good job, Adrian. There's a lot to love about the small state of Maryland. The oldest surviving state house still in use, the United States Naval Academy, and 4,431 miles of tidal shoreline. Okay, next question, please. Thank you, Josh. Good job. This state was the first to grant women the right to vote way back in 1866. Lending it the nickname the Equality State. It was also the first to elect a female governor. Despite being socially progressive, at least where women and politics are concerned, this state contains only 2 escalators. So I'm seeing Georgia, New York, Wyoming, North Carolina, New York. I don't know. Okay, the correct answer here is actually Wyoming. So good job, Blaine. It's Wyoming. So it says, Nellie Taylor Ross served as Wyoming's governor between 1925 and 1927, before being appointed by Franklin D. Roosevelt as the director of the U.S. Mint. The state hasn't had a female governor since then, but attracts plenty of female and male visitors to Yellowstone and to the ski resort Jackson Hole. All right. Next question, please. Thank you. I never knew any of that about Wyoming. Yeah, I just recently learned that myself, Tracy. All right, next question. This state is for lovers. This state was the birthplace of 2 great American presidents. Today, it's also known for its green acres, since some 62% of its land remains forest land. Great questions. Oh, thank you, Plump Travelers. Appreciate that. Seeing some answers coming in. Virginia, 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 North Carolina, Virginia, Virginia. Dang it, I can't type fast. Florida. Okay, and so the correct answer is Virginia, my wife's home state. And so the first person that got that correct was Amy, AJC Magic. Welcome to the board, Amy. And here's a little bit of facts about Virginia. Abundant in historical firsts and facts, Virginia played a pivotal role in the country's founding. So there's a little bit about the state of Virginia. Okay, next question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So we're halfway done almost. So here is the point so far. Tammy C has 1, Plump Travelers has 1, Big Disney Fan has 1, Blaine has 2, Amy Kephart has 1, Grizzy Brothers has 2, and Amy AJC Magic has 1. Virginia is beautiful and amazing history there too. Yes, Tracy, you're right. Okay, next question. Some of the famous folks who hail from this state include David Letterman, James Dean, Michael Jackson, Colonel Sanders, and Garfield the Cat. It's also the setting of the classic movie A Christmas Story and the home of the Saturday Evening Post. Okay, I'm seeing some answers coming in. Weren't we talking about your trivia skills earlier, Blaine? Yes, we were. Plump Travelers, you're right. So we've got Indiana, North Carolina. Indiana. The correct answer is Indiana. And Tracy Taylor gets it right first. Tracy, welcome to the board. So it says about Indiana, Harlan Sanders has ties to Alabama, Tennessee, and of course Kentucky. But the small town of Henryville, Indiana, can lay claim to his birthplace. Similarly, Gary, Indiana, is proud of its most famous one-time resident, the King of Pop, and the other Jackson Sibs. And although Amityville, New York, is known for its true-to-life horror story, it's the tiny town of Amity, Indiana, that actually has a road with a grave site right in the middle of it. So there's Indiana. So let's go to our next question. And that's it for the facts about the states, guys. The rest of them, I can tell you some facts, but I didn't find the facts to the rest of these, but I can tell you some. Tracy Taylor said, yeah, that road is really weird. Okay, here we go. This is the most populated state in the country. If this state was a country, it would be the 9th largest country in the world. This state is 5th in the nation with most miles of coastline. Tracy Taylor has a pic of that road in Indiana. That's awesome, Tracy. New York, California, New York. Please remember to smash that like button for our awesome host. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate that. Big Disney fan, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so let's see who got it right first. The correct answer is California. And who got it right first was Tracy Taylor. Good job, Tracy. If you ask Landon about the state of California, what he'd tell you he knows about California is that they know how to party. Beat me again, Tracy. Okay. This state hosts the world's largest natural hot springs. This state is home to the cheeseburger. It's where the cheeseburger was invented. This state has the most breweries per capita than any other state. The most breweries per capita. Seeing Arkansas, Wyoming, Arkansas. Been there twice, love it. Wyoming, Arkansas. I'm not seeing the right answer yet. And Blaine gets it with Colorado. Good job, Blaine. Colorado. All right, next question, please. Well done, Blaine. Yes, well done, Blaine. Thank you, Josh. Okay, it is home to the Lost Colony. It was also home to Orville and Wilbur. This is where you come to visit the OBX. Duh, I should have gotten it from the breweries. Virginia, North Carolina. Pump Traveler said turned on his Wi-Fi extender, North Carolina. I'm seeing a lot of right answers. And the first person to get it right is Grizzy Brothers, North Carolina. Good job, Adric. All right, next question, please. I had thought Arkansas until breweries were mentioned, and then I knew I was wrong, right? Okay. The first governor of this state was Brigham Young. The state's capital is named after a lake that you can find in the state. The state was originally to be named Deseret. And I'm seeing a ton of right answers. The first person to get this one right was Tracy Taylor. And the correct answer is Utah. Good job, Tracy. All right, next question, please. Two more, guys, and that's it. Okay. Wall drug is found in this state. So is the Crazy Horse Monument. Sue, the T-Rex, was discovered here. Beautiful state. It is a beautiful state, Plump Trolley, you're right. Okay, I'm seeing some answers. Arkansas, South Dakota, Nevada, South Dakota, Montana, South Dakota. Okay, and the correct answer is South Dakota. Good job, Amy, AJC Magic TV. All right. Last question. This state is known as the Show Me State. The ice cream cone was invented here. This state is the birthplace of Samuel Clemens, also known as Mark Twain. Seeing some answers. Missouri. I've been through Utah 4 times on layovers. Amazing from the air. Yes, Plump Travelers, it is. Missouri. Okay. And every single one of you is getting it right. The correct answer is Missouri. First person to get it right is Amy Kephart. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. We have a 3-way tie for first, which means that I'm going to have to come up with a question for you guys. So this question will only be for Blaine, Adric, and Tracy Taylor. So could I please get some marks in the chat? Again, this question is only for Blaine, Grizzy Brothers, and Tracy Taylor. Everyone else, great job. You all did really well. Here is your tiebreaker question. Tiebreaker question. Let me see here. I got to come up with something. Okay, here we go. Which state is the setting of the movie Wizard of Oz? Frankie. Welcome, Frankie. And Tracy Taylor gets it with Kansas. So the big winner of tonight is Tracy Taylor. Okay, so just a few more things that I'm gonna close the stream for tonight. You guys right now, they're at 9 o'clock Eastern. We have Adventures Ahead on YouTube. At 9:30 Eastern, we have the Shep family, SHEP family. And then at midnight Eastern, if you guys that are night owls like I am, we have Two Real Geeks, Geeks. If you guys check out these channels, please tell them that the Griswold family sent you. We will be streaming live again Wednesday for our middle of the week show. Again, we're going to be doing I'm going to be doing a top 10 list of my favorite things from our home state of Oklahoma. And then we're going to be playing the game of quizzes. Wednesday night at 11 o'clock Eastern is our weekly midweek trivia night. So please check that out as well. If you haven't yet, please smash that like button on the way out. One more time, since we have some new people in here, if you guys are a YouTube creator, if you'll please put #creator in the chat so everyone else can check you guys out, please. And while you're doing that, I once again want to wish everyone tomorrow a very happy Mother's Day. I want to wish my wife a happy Mother's Day, my mom, and also my sister, and everyone else a very happy Mother's Day. And for those of you that missed my shirt earlier, here it is. My favorite Disney villain is my wife. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Yes, very much so. That's a great shirt. Thanks, Frankie. All right, guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us on this Saturday night. Hope you guys had fun. Maybe learned a thing or two. Support one another. And have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you guys so much. And as Lennon says always, come say it, Lennon. Come say it real fast before we end. As Lennon always says,
Take time to make memories.
take time to make memories. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.